and welcome to another day of cooking. So today I'm gonna show you how to make the easiest and quickest salmon with asparagus pasta in the history of salmon and asparagus pasta. So for this recipe we're gonna need a handful of asparagus. In this case I'm using fresh asparagus, but you can use the tin ones as well. There's no absolute problem for that. And I have around I would say 300 grams of asparagus. Over here I have a little bit of salmon, so I'm going to use some smoked salmon, a little bit of lemon zest, half a cup of double cream, and some dry rigatoni. So the first step for this recipe is to put the rigatoni in the water. So over here I have boiling water that I pre-boiled earlier. Just gonna add some salt, and I would say I will add around 60 to 80 grams of pasta. I'm using the Tagliello pasta, which is a local brand that I started cooking with just a few weeks ago, and I must say I'm really happy with the result. I'm gonna give a mix to the rigatoni just to prevent them from sticking to each other. Okay, and the next step is to have a frying pan. I'll cut the asparagus. So I'll cut first the tips that I will blanch in water after the pasta is cooked, and with the rest of it I'm gonna use it for the sauce. So what you want to do at this point is to cut the ends, which is usually the hardest part to chew, the most woody one. So just cut them and throw them away, or save them for stocks, but in this case I'm not gonna make any stocks, I'm just throwing them away. And then cut the asparagus, just very small shape, like they should do. Olive oil, asparagus in. There you go. Give them a toss around. Now at this point I'm going to take the salmon. This is some local smoked salmon. I'm just going to cut it in small cubes. I'm going to add it to the asparagus. Alright. And at this point you don't want them to be fried, you don't want them to be boiled, you just want to toss them a little bit in olive oil just to get some flavor. And at this point I'm going with double cream. There you go. Look at that color. So double creaming, and I'm gonna reduce the fire. I don't want it to boil very hard. At this point I'm just gonna give a mix to the pasta. So this kind of rigatoni is usually taking around 10 to 12 minutes to cook. Okay, so our sauce here is slowly evaporating and getting thicker. I'm gonna add some fresh lemon zest. Just to add a touch of freshness, and a little bit of Arctic thyme. Okay. And right now is the moment that we need to wait a little bit. Over here, the tips of the asparagus, I'm keeping them on the side because I want to boil them in water at the end and just use them as a decoration for the final dish. Because you know, it's very important when you're cooking to even have a nice aesthetic of the plate itself. Obviously the first thing is the taste, but if the first contact, the first impact, you know, the visual impact with the dish is not what you're expecting, it usually just gets very boring, and then eating it afterwards, you're eating it and everything, but when it looks nicer, it's gonna taste better, trust me. The sauce over here is slowly reducing, so I would say that 2 more minutes and we should have a nice creamy salmon and asparagus sauce. Give it a try. That's really good. And because the salmon, the smokiness of the salmon makes it a bit salty as well, you don't need to add any extra salt. So I guess I will see you in about 8 minutes. So see you in a bit. And here we are again. As you can see, the sauce is nice and thick right now. I just shut off the fire like a few minutes ago. Our pasta is almost done. Right now it's time to blanch or to boil the asparagus. So as soon as the pasta is out and in the sauce, I'm just gonna drop the asparagus inside. It's gonna be a very quick process. The asparagus usually takes around 30 seconds to cook. You don't want them to overcook, otherwise they're gonna lose their crunchiness and they're gonna be mushy and they're gonna turn brown. You don't want that. You just in and out very quick. So at this point, I'm gonna restart the fire underneath the sauce and just transfer all of our rigatoni inside. There you go, rigatoni inside. We're just gonna give them a quick toss. So because of the added pasta water that was inside the rigatoni, might look a bit runny right now, but trust me, in about 40 seconds it's gonna get back to the creaminess that was before. So just put it on the fire, and in the meantime we throw our asparagus inside. There you go, asparagus out. So as you can see, it just literally takes around 10 to 15 seconds because they are very thin. There you go. Oh, can you hear that? That's the sound of love. Extra Arctic thyme on top, just to give a bit of that color and fresh flavor inside. And we're also gonna add just tiny bit of olive oil. There you go. Oh, look at that. And right now we're gonna take the asparagus, and I would love to, I like to cut them in half. Just place them, you know, all around. Just make it look nice. And just like this, my friends, in less than 15 minutes, there we have our rigatoni with salmon, asparagus, and cream. Enjoy!